I discovered an interesting book, the book of Ecclesiastes. So, I mean, this book kind of just like challenged the way that I think. So, you know, basically it just starts with the fact that like everything is meaningless, right? He said that everything is meaningless, says the teacher, completely meaningless. And then he like states, what do people get for all their hard work under the sun? Right? And I feel like that like kind of like challenges like my beliefs, because like I do sports, most specifically wrestling, and it challenged my beliefs about certain things, because check the camera real quick. Alright, sorry about that. Wait, still going? Yeah. It challenged my beliefs because, you know, is the work that is the work that I put in like in practice like meaningless? Is it meaningless? Will it eventually like lead to unhappiness? So I'm like starting to like question that in my own head, right? Because quite frankly, I used to do like a different sport, right? Jiu-jitsu. And I mean, back in like middle school, I like used to like jiu-jitsu, but then afterwards I'm just like started to like not like it for some reason. I don't know why, but you know, probably as I got older, my priorities kind of changed, and then I just made the transition to wrestling, because I started wrestling in high school, my sophomore year, and then, you know, I started to like it, and then, you know, because it's like more engaging, it's like more fast paced, so I just decided to do wrestling, you know. But back to the verse, right? You know, my priorities change. You know, I love wrestling now, and in fact, I just enjoy like the effort that I put in. But like, is it meaningless according to the Bible? So, you know, nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. But to be honest, history repeats itself. History repeats itself. I mean, not trying to like derail the topic here, but the same things like keep happening like over and over and over again. Like, okay, back in middle school, I had like a ton of drama, right? I'm not gonna go into detail what happened, but there was a lot of drama, right? You see, but you know, yeah, I'm not going into details, but there was a lot of drama. And now in high school there was drama, right? So I couldn't recall in middle school or what was that happened, but I just said something bad, and then now like just people just kind of like turned on me, and they started to, I'm starting to like lose trust. People would like start to not trust me, and then the same thing happened, right? I mean, there's like like middle school, there's like a video of me like saying the N-word or something. Like, of course I know it's like forbidden to say that, but like I said that, and then now it's like it's something I regret, and like people know about it. And then like in high school, the same thing happened, right? I said the N-word, and I like started to like regret it. Like, here's what happened. So there were people adding me to a group. I was part of a group chat, right, for my sports. And then one time I got angry, and then I just ended up like crashing out, right? Which is something I know I shouldn't do, right? So I crashed out. Didn't work well for me. I just crashed out, and then they just recorded in like an audio video of me saying the N-word again, and then the whole school found out about it, and then just a lot of other people like were talking about it, and for me that was just like pretty hard to handle, because honestly I just started to regret a lot of the stuff that I said. And then now, like, it happened in middle school, and then now it happened again. But anyways, there's a lot of verses that I highlighted. I mean, there's like a time for everything, obviously. There's a time for everything, and I mean, there are like different times for different emotions. They're like different times, different emotions. I mean, one time I'm happy, the other I'm angry. The other time that I'm stressed, just like my mood just like switches sometimes, and I know that it might look like that I'm interpreting like scripture, but I'm just trying to like say what I know, right? To just like test my knowledge. So, sorry if I don't know anything, but that is the truth. There is a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to harvest, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build up, a time to cry, and a time to laugh, a time to grieve, and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, and a time to gather stones. But like there are different times for everything, Like there are times where you just don't feel like doing what you need to do. And there are some times where you feel heartbroken. There's a time for feeling worn down. There's a time for feeling sad. There's different times for like different situations. That's what this verse is telling me. So, but like, remember when I told you guys that this book right here said that hard work is meaningless? Well, they said that enjoying the little things is just what matters, right? So there's just nothing better to do than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can. And people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. So, enjoying the process, but I feel like I'm enjoying. Sorry if I just switched the topic here, but I feel like I'm enjoying the process. And I feel like I'm enjoying the process. The process of training every single day, because like I'm in off season for wrestling, right? So waking up early, going for a run, working out, after that then going to practice. I feel like I enjoy that, even though sometimes it's like I'm not at my best. I sometimes don't I'm not like 100% sometimes, but I feel like I'm enjoying it. I'm getting back into the rhythm of it after not doing it in the spring, and I just feel like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the grind, all that, during the off season. But anyways, one verse that like stands out to me is the fact that like death comes to all, right? And we should just like enjoy that death comes to all, and that like we should just like enjoy our lives, because people will meet like the same destiny and same fate, right? All of us will die, right? Because obviously I'm junior, I'm like 16 right now, and but I feel like I'm just kind of scared of getting older, because when I get old, I'm just gonna miss being a kid, miss being a kid and just miss everybody being a kid, because as soon as I graduate high school, then I feel like it's just gonna be over, right? It's gonna be over, and like those days are just gonna be over. Like the song, "Those days will be over." Well, that's how it is, man. Some days are just gonna be over. Like the days of just being a kid is gonna be over. I feel like I'm scared. As a junior, I feel like I'm scared to graduate. I feel like I'm scared that, people are gonna change. I'm scared that people will change. People will go their separate ways. People will like stop acting like children. People will just grow up, and then just people will grow up without me. And then I feel like I'm thinking that I might just be stuck in the past, right? As an adult, no matter if you're good or bad, just like time just moves on, man. Every day just moves on like super fast, right? Like one day it's like the first day of school, and then now it's the last day of school, and then these few like months were just went by super quick. And so just a few months just go by so quick, and yeah, man, time's just going by super fast for me. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. Like, wake up, get ready for school, go to school. Well, obviously it's some break for me, but this was my routine back in school. Go to school, and then go to school, come back home, go to jujitsu, because I used to do jujitsu at that time, and then come back home, sleep, repeat. It's just the same boring routine over and over and over again. And years turn into months. Years turn into months. Months turn into weeks. Weeks turn into days. Days turn into hours. Hours turn into minutes. Minutes turn into seconds. And it's just, time is just going by super, super fast. And then, I'm afraid of getting older, because then I'm going to graduate, I'm going to get older, everybody's going to get older, everybody's just going to go their separate ways, and just, like, nobody's just going to, like, gonna mess with me no more. Like, no, not mess with me, but, like, nobody's just, like, if I have some close friends, then just no other people will talk to me, even though, like, I have some friends, but, I mean, I talk to some people, but, I feel like now that, like, that I get older, it's just that, I mean, I'm at the stage right now where I have to figure out what I want to do when I grow up, and then it's going to be fast pace, and it just, I cannot keep up, right? I cannot keep up from just, like, the fast pace of life. And just every day is just boring. It's just fast. It's fast paced. It's a fast paced life nowadays, and I cannot like keep up with it, And I'm just missing out on just a lot of opportunities. Like, I'll cover that sooner, but I'm afraid of getting older. Just graduating, becoming an adult. Everybody having their own lives now. Becoming old, becoming gray, and then you can, eventually, like, meeting my fate, so, same destiny ultimately awaits everyone, whether righteous or wicked, good or bad, ceremonially clean or unclean, religious or irreligious. Good people receive the same treatment as sinners, and people who make promises to God are treated like people who don't. Right. And so, doesn't matter if I do good or do bad. It's just fate. We will just meet our fate. But what Ecclesiastes said is that you should go ahead. You should just eat your food with joy and drink your wine with a happy heart, for God approves of this. Wear fine clothes with a splash of cologne. Live happily with the woman you love through all the meaningless days of life that God has given you under the sun. The wife God gives you is your reward for all your eternal earthly toil. So I don't know if I've ever enjoyed my life, like, at all. Right? It's just been the same routine over and over and over again, and it's no changes, right? Like, I mean, I can't say anything about, like, my whole life, but I can say some things about my high school years. Like, high school is just, I go to school and then come home, right? Like, go to school, wake up, go to school, come home, sleep, repeat, right? It's just repeat, 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 right? Nothing like, just like, no, just like, nothing like fun, nothing like special. It's just, like, I mean, like, high school at first, it was, like, good, but, like, then it just becomes just repetitive, right? So, obviously there's a girl that I liked, but I just struggled. I just struggled to talk to her, right? I struggled to talk to that girl that I liked, right? I kept, like, looking at her, like, in the class, and it's been, like, just keep looking at her in class, and it's been, like, a long time. It's been, like, a while since I did that, Like, it just started from, obviously I told that story in the last video, so I wouldn't tell it again, and I told the story, like, multiple times, so, but anyways, bro, it's just, me and her were, like, kind of friends, I always look at her, just waiting for her to talk to me. I was too afraid to talk to her, and it was like that for, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's been like that for, like, 14 months. And struggled to talk to her, too afraid, and it's just, I feel like I missed out on that experience, I missed out on relationships, I missed out on the small parts of high school, I just let other guys talk to her, and I feel like I was just not missing out, and, I feel like I haven't found a group of true friends that actually, like, love me, and so I just feel like I haven't found, like, the experiences that I just truly enjoy, I just, haven't, like, tried to, like, experience enjoying life, because, I'm stuck at home, glued to my phone, glued to social media, seeing what others are doing, other people, like, especially during summer, right? Other people can just go to the beach, right? Go to the beach, go to Santa Cruz, go to, like, whatever. Well, I'm, like, right here, just on my phone, in bed, just doing nothing, right? So, it also explains something about God's timing, right? I've observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. So, that makes me, like, think a little bit. Well, not that much, but it makes me think. Because then, do we have to rely on God whether we win or not? Because it says, fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. does that mean, is it true? Does that mean just like being strong and being in shape when it comes to wrestling, right? And having good cardio like makes you, win. And and this like verse just points out, like, no, right? And then they're like, it is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. So maybe, is it the right timing for me? Or just maybe do I just need to be patient, right? Because like, I mean, I just only started reading the Bible like a few months ago, so I'm not sure. But like, I'm just speaking what I know, okay? So bear with me. But it is all decided by God's timing. So we should honestly just be patient. That's just what I think. And yeah, that's like the book that like resonates with me. Have a good day. Peace.